It's been over a decade since Kenya adopted the 2010 Constitution, a landmark moment that raised hopes for urgent land reforms. Reforms seen as crucial to tackling some of the country's deepest challenges, including landlessness, community cohesion, and sustainable development. But in the heart of Kilimambogo, Kiambu County, a cloud of uncertainty hangs over a community long neglected. These are the squatters of the Kilimambogo settlement scheme. Families once promised land, stability, and dignity, but today they live in fear. It is Tuesday morning. We visit the area and meet Mama Felista Njeri Wanyoike, hunched over, weeding a small patch of land she now calls home. She was forced to move here after being displaced, her original plot overtaken by force.
Musi wakwa haria njitaga hakwa riu ndagika-ini ino itakoragwo njugaga ni hakwa tondu ni njikarite ona ndi muthini uguo ndi muthini ni njugaga ni njikarite no haha tiho ndarutirwo haha ngitwarwo rui na mugunda nie ngiho ni Uhuru kuria ahete mugunda na akinjira thio ikare mugunda-ini ucio waku na uhande no rimire ciana icio nginya miaka 99 na ngigioka kwambiriria kurima na hindi njikaretwo kahinda kanini niguo ndonire thirikari ya guku ya itu yoka igigioka ikigaya mugunda haha hothe njikarite nie njikarite kwene nie mugunda wakwa wi rui na rira ndaikaririe uguo ri ninde tugikara na tugiciria atiriri riu tugwika atia ithui.
Felista has lived in Kilimambogo for over 50 years. She raised 8 children here, some of whom have since passed away, leaving her with the burden of raising several orphaned grandchildren. Despite a lifetime on this land, neither her children nor grandchildren were ever allocated any plots. Now they crowd into tiny, makeshift shelters, cramped structures that can barely contain the generation they hold.
Twina miaka 50 guku tuikarite nie ciana icio cie ndinacio ni ciana 8 cia mayatima itari ya manyina na gutire mwana ono mwe waheirwo mugunda nie nie ndaheirwo gacigo ndi wiki thiini wa guku gicagi giki na ciana icio cikaraga guku nikio rona njakite gatura gaka uguo tondu kila mundu akaingira kanyumba gake uri ungi gake tondu tutire handu hangi tungihota gwaka riu no makire haha ndi na tuikare haha ndi aria angi makathie na kumaga gucariria uturo wa guikara riu koguo nithu twina thina muingi muno na ningi na kunyarirwo na gutemangirwo indo citu miti ya matunda tugatemangirwo irio cia kuria ta ici tuhanditwo na no wira wa tu igoka igacengangu mundu agaita matirio make agaka.
Back at her home, a small group of elderly women sits quietly beside the house, waiting for Felista to return so that they can begin their usual survival plan. Among them are women who bear different disabilities, some with limited mobility, others with impaired vision. Each one carrying not only the weight of poverty, but also the burden of physical hardship. All of them have a devastating story to tell.
Ciana ciakwa yanewe kindu ni ciana 12 na ye kindu ciona no nyena nengetwe kaboindi ya kiguru yuke huo ni no twake nieta kwa mumbene na ndiona anzi miti yakwa ni atemangiwe ni mundu amezaba na ndabya na ndambona ono munje mbona akebitha yuko chune thina ngathi utabania baya polisi ndilenga watangite na thio tabania bu kwa chibu nende yungone lwanzia ya kwenuka kwakwa na kwakwa bala godhenia.
Mimi ni mtu ambaye hajiwezi, lakini kwa Mungu mimi nasemanga nimejiweza. Mimi nitolewa hapa kwangu mahali ninakaa nikapelekwa huko kwa mto, na wakati kulikuwa kumenyesha mvua ile ya kwanza, kulinyesha mvua hata sisi wenyewe hata tukashangaa. Mimi kwanza hata kama ningekuwa nimejenga hapo ningekuwa wa kwanza kwenda, maana watoto wangu wale wadogo walikuwa shule na mimi nilikuwa hapo.
The worn faces of these women, lined with age, pain and perseverance paint a clear and painful picture of anguish they face each day. Their resilience is quiet, but their desperation is loud. Thousands of them, settled by the previous government in 2018, claim they are now being targeted by powerful cartels determined to displace them from the land they have called home for years.
Tuko na shida huku kweli. Kama mimi mwenye niko hapa sina boma. Nimefanya tu kusaidiwa mahali pa kukaa. Nilikuwa na boma yangu lakini nilikuja nikabomolewa boma yangu. Wenye walitumwa ni Mongeke na walikuwa wamesimamiwa na askari. Na nilipouliza ni kwa nini, mimi niliambiwa hapo sina mahali pa kukaa. Nilijaribu mpaka kupeleka koti oda kwa koti. Nikaenda mpaka pale kwa polisi nikapeleka koti oda. Hawakunisikia. Waliniambia niondoke hapo. Hapo ni patajiri mwingine.
They say this is not just a battle for land. It's a battle for survival. With their crops trampled, homes demolished, and livelihoods disrupted, poverty is tightening its grip on these families. Even the trees, some of them fruit-bearing and vital for both food and income, have been cut down, stripping the quarters of yet another means of survival.
Kuna uchungu, miti yenye imekatwa, wamekata miti ya matunda ambayo sisi watoto wao tumelewa na hizo matunda, wanauza matunda, sisi tunakula matunda, tunakuwa na afya nzuri na tunaweza kukua. Sasa hiyo miti imekatwa. Chakula yenyewe kama mahindi na maharagwe, wenye wamepewa hii mashamba mabwenyenye wamepewa na viongozi wa hapa. Wanafieka chakula ikipandwa tu ikienda wanafieka. So njaa nayo imesukuma sana watu wa hapa.
In their desperate quest for justice, despite repeated intimidation and dead ends, their squatters were eventually referred to KituochaSheria, a non-governmental organization formed to empower the poor and marginalized and promote equity and access to justice for all.
Tulitafuta lawyers, ile pesa ambayo tuliitishwa, tuliona hata tukifanya namna gani hatuwezi, kwa sababu sisi ni squatters na hakuna mahali tuko na pesa ya kutosha. Tukaelekezwa kwa area zinaitwa Huduma Center. Wale tulituma walienda wakaelekezwa, wakaambiwa hiyo kama ni kesi kubwa na mwana hiyo, ile mahali inaweza kusaidia ni kituo cha sheria.
With the Kituo support, the community rushed to the court to stop the ongoing eviction and file a case challenging the legality of the land allocation.
Regarding the Kilimambogo case, we are supporting in that public interest case. They were facing imminent eviction, and this is because the government descended on their land. But what happened is that the people who are being given this land are actually the rich people, to the exclusion of those who should have been allocated land. So the community had that complaint, and from what they tell us is that they visited several government offices seeking for assistance, but they were not getting any assistance. They went to one of the government offices. Somebody was able to direct them here at KituochaSheria. We listened to them. We could see that among the affected people were very elderly people. We also had children affected, and the eviction was being done with a lot of unproportionate force and under the supervision of the police. So a lot of brutality that was being meted out on the community, including destruction of their crops, demolition of their homes. So immediately what we did is that we had to rush to court to stop the evictions, and lucky enough we were able to stop the evictions.
The court responded by issuing an order to halt the eviction, a much-needed moment of relief for the embattled squatters. At the same time, KituochaSheria stepped in to legally empower the residents, helping them understand their rights and equipping them with the tools to represent themselves in court.
Wakati tumeenda kotini tulipewa oda wasikizi, ndio tukasomeshwa na kituo cha sheria. Kwanza haki zetu hatukuwa tunajua kama kuna haki ya mtu. Tukirudi huko nyumbani, wakikuja na sisi tunasigana, tunapiga nduru tukiwa pamoja, tukiwa wengi. Tukafundishwa hata ukienda kwa hiyo ofisi kama usikizi unasonga ofisi nyingine. Kwa sasa tumerefuka, tumejua haki zetu. Hata tunaweza kuenda kotini hata tukiwa peke yetu. Mtu mmoja akishikwa tunashikana wote na tunaenda kotini.
Something else we are learning from these public interest cases is that we need to build community power, because it's not all the time that you are able to rush to court, but you find that when the community is empowered, the community is able to take up some of these cases by themselves. They are able to address their issues. Like for example, you find that they are able to protest whenever, you know, the government wants to again descend into the same parcels of land. It's a bit hard to rush to court and get orders, but when they protest, they go to the roads, erect roadblocks, they are able to be listened to.
Currently, we are promoting legal empowerment through not only provision of legal aid, but also legal awareness and removal of barriers to access to justice through public interest litigation and policy as well as legislative advocacy in Kenya. We also provide capacity building support to young human rights organizations as well as social justice centers and paralegal movements in Kenya and beyond.
Through this support, the squatters can mobilize, raise their voices, protect peacefully, and demand accountability from the authorities, making a critical step towards reclaiming both their land and their dignity.
The need to provide legal empowerment, particularly to the poor and vulnerable, has been increasing. The demand is outstripping supply. And with the ongoing withdrawal of in the United States from supporting development programs, it means that less support is coming to organizations like KituochaSheria, and therefore we are looking to reach out to more partners to continue supporting the work that we do, so that we can be able to share the best practices to promote sustainability of the work that we do, but also to venture into new areas where legal empowerment is now required. Like for instance, issues of environmental justice, climate justice, as well as the emergence of artificial intelligence and its application in many spheres of our life.
The case is currently awaiting its second hearing, scheduled for later this month.
So the case as we speak now is we are waiting for the second hearing, which will be around May, and we are hoping that by May we will be able to get a judgment on behalf of the community.